Welcome back. Glad to see you during this holiday week. I am recording this during the week between Christmas and New Year's Eve. And what I have for you today is the NASCAR Garage 56 Camaro ZL1. This is the car that ran in the last 24 hours of Le Mans this year. And this car was more or less an exhibition car, if you want to call it that. The rules of Le Mans actually allow a manufacturer or any company to actually have a car, as long as it fits in some of the standards, to participate in the 24 hours of Le Mans. Now, the fact that they're participating in it, they're not classified. So there is really no placing for this car. It did perform pretty well for what it is. And I say that with a caveat. The car that they used was a car that was basically a two-frame car, and I do know that some folks really paid attention to the fact that it did blow away quite a few of the cars in the GT class, which again, it's because it's a two-frame car, so it was significantly lighter and it had more horsepower. Not making any excuses, I'm just stating the facts. Let's get on to the review. This is the number 24 NASCAR Next Gen Garage 56 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, prepared by Hendrick Motorsports in 2023 for the 24 Hours of Le Mans. This is the post-race weathered edition. And this is an 18th scale model, and it is reproduced by Top Speed. Well, first of all, if you saw the box for this, Top Speed has went ahead and went the old school auto art way with their boxes with the window, so you can actually see the model, so it's not a fully enclosed box. The other thing I noticed too, just right away, is that the base itself is not that fiberboard that they used to use. It is a plastic base. The base itself has some decent print on it. It's missing anything mentioning or even saying that it's from Top Speed, so I'm really surprised at that as well. So they have, I don't know if this is going to be across all of their lines, but they definitely have become a little more economical when it comes to their bases for their and the packaging for their models. So that is something just to be aware of. And again, I don't know if this is across the board. My overall impression of this model is I'm actually pretty impressed with it. It pretty much fits the standard of what I would think Top Speed would do for this particular kind of model or car. So if we take a look at the front of this, this is a perforated grille that is up front, which is very nicely done. Again, the lenses for all of the lights and the lower lights are all, and these are LEDs, and they are captured pretty accurately. They're all fogged out, or again, not clear, because again, this is a race finished model. I do like this perforated grille up front, both the top and the bottom of the front end and the air dam. Very accurate to the real thing. You have the carbon fiber canards, and for the most part this is what we would call that dry carbon fiber. If we move to the back of the model, again, not a ton of things to see here, but it is again accurate to the real thing. You do have this nice large gurney flap, as it's called, with the bolts. Now I can tell you these bolts here are just decals or painted dots. They're not realistic. There's no feel for them at all. The carbon fiber pattern is decent. It's a decal as well. The tail lights are pretty good for what they are. They're not that clear, again, more probably because, again, they are dirty, but I do like the effect. I really like this large diffuser in the back as well. The large diffuser is not a carbon fiber piece, or it's not on this particular model. The tires and wheel detail is pretty good. I like the Goodyear scripts, very accurate to the real deal. You do have a disc as well as the caliper. It goes for both the front and the back of the tires. And again, I think the rims look really good. The only thing I see that's missing is the valve stem. This is a sealed and resin model, so no, the doors nor the hood or any of the parts do open on this particular model. So let's go ahead and just take a closer look. I'm going to say the effects on this car are some of the better ones. There was a Camaro that Top Speed did a few months ago that I did a review on, and that one with its race finished effect just did not impress me at all. It looked more or less like the mud on the particular model that Corvette was painted on, whereas this one is definitely improved. It reminds me of what Top Speed did with their Cadillac prototype, which they had a race finished version of that as well, and that one was very impressive, especially the windshield. But this, as you can see in the light, you can see the spots of rain that are on this window, and it looks really good. You have some of that going on in the back as well. And so this model, as far as a race finish, I think it looks really great. And that's all throughout the body as well. What I have noticed is that what you don't see too much, and I wish it would have been, and maybe it's because the real car didn't either, but the wheels themselves aren't all that dirty. So again, it could be captured exactly the way it was during the race, so I really can't complain about that. I do know they are definitely a lot more dull than the non-race finished car. The carbon fiber on this is pretty good. I do like it a lot, and it definitely stands out. So does the lenses, which again, I like the fact that this is a very realistic looking car that ran through a race. These are photo etched pieces, these hood pins. Yeah, there's just so much to take in with these stains and dirt, and I really do like that effect a lot when it comes to cars like these. Now the interior is difficult to capture because of the race net, which is on this side window here. And look at the front. I can tell this is where some of the cost cutting took place, because I can assure you everything on the actual race car is not all black. All the panels, everything is just a set black color, which definitely is not true to the real thing. You move over to the other side where you may have some access. You can vaguely see the driver's seat. Part of that frame that I was referring to, it's all tube chassis, and those 3 or 4 bars that you see there in the interior, that's basically the makeup of this entire car. It's just all tube framed all the way throughout, and that's what makes it so much lighter. This body that you see here, this is just, I joke around and call it paper mache, but that's basically what it is. It's a covering over these tubes that are basically form the shape of this car. You can see there's the seat belts, and again, unfortunately, because it is a dirty car and it's all black inside, you really can't see too much, which is kind of unfortunate, but understandable. This is actually my 3rd attempt after so many times, and there you are, your steering wheel. You can barely see it, but it's there. And then the seat for the driver. And the driver did sit far back from the front of the car. Pretty sure there's reasons for that, but there you are. That's the interior. One last attempt on the other side, and you can see some of the color from the dials of the steering wheel. Not much that you can see on the dash, and I'm willing to bet there's nothing on that dashboard. I think they're just black panels. But there you are. For a race finish car, you're really not going to see much in the interior. Not on this particular one anyway. And there you are, the Garage 56 NASCAR, the number 24 Camaro ZL1 by Top Speed. And now to my conclusions. Well, I hope you enjoyed this brief review and look at this particular car from Top Speed Models. This Garage 56 Camaro ZL1 is a very good model. It's a good representation of the car that participated in this year's 24 Hours of Le Mans. That being said, this is going to be a very popular car. It's already selling really quickly, and it's because there are very limited numbers of these cars. The vast majority, believe it or not, were purchased by NASCAR. I don't know if those are going to go into an official NASCAR store, if they're going to family and friends, who knows. But I do know from an insider who told me that a good swath of these models were purchased by NASCAR. That being said, everyone else has the rest. So again, these are a limited number. And because they're a limited number, when it comes to value appreciation, I'm going to give this $3 signs. $3 signs because this is going to be a rare car. Who's to say that anyone else will actually make it? It's very doubtful. It is a NASCAR property. Please like and subscribe. That's the best way I'm going to know you're enjoying these videos. Have a happy new year, and I look forward to seeing you next year.